to start off, I'm going in with the Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer. Now, this isn't the first time that I'm using this primer. When I first got it, I actually didn't like it, and I think it's because I was using it wrong. You're only supposed to use a little bit of it, and I was just applying way too much. And even today, I feel like I applied a little bit too much because normally I don't look as gray. It does leave sort of a whitish cast over your face, but that goes away after you apply your foundation, and it doesn't impact the color of your foundation. I just find that this really does create like a smooth canvas for my foundation. My foundation just glides on easily, and it just looks beautiful. And for foundation, I'm going in with the Sunday Riley the Influencer Foundation. This promises to be a clean, long wear foundation for natural look, long wear, lightweight feel, satin matte finish, and it promises to be medium to full coverage. When I swatched this, I was pleasantly surprised in Sephora because I was thinking this would be more of a skin tint, but it did feel a little bit more like a medium to full coverage foundation. So this is the foundation blended out. It is definitely a medium coverage foundation that is dewy because I am looking hella shiny right now. When it says semi-matte, I was expecting it to be a little bit more matte than this. I would definitely have to set my face with a powder when I'm wearing this, but it does feel very lightweight. I can imagine myself wearing this on like warmer days or days when I want like a no makeup and I don't want anything to feel too heavy on my skin. If you don't like the full coverage matte foundation, you'll definitely love this because it doesn't feel thick or heavy on the skin. For concealer, I actually did a video on this. This is the Kim Kardashian KKW Beauty Concealer. I like it. If you watched that video, you would have seen that the only thing I didn't really like were the powders, but the concealers themselves I've been wearing without any issues. And I am using the shade 14 to brighten up the under eye. I am going to set with the new Hourglass translucent setting powder. I was sent this via Influencer. They sent it to me to review, and I like it because it's just so chic and elegant. I was thinking of purchasing this when it came out for a preview for the VIB Rouge, and I'm actually really happy I didn't because I'm getting it through Influencer. But I also got the dual-ended brush that they released that's supposed to go with it. And it's different in the sense that it has a nice sifter in it, so you can really control the amount of product. They say that this is supposed to disperse the right amount of product, and the cap itself has kind of like this not indentation, but it juts out a little bit to control, and you're supposed to just turn it over, give it a shake, and it's supposed to release quote-unquote the right amount. I like it because it's not going everywhere. So I'm just going to take this brush and with the smaller side just go under the eyes specifically, and then hopefully it won't leave me looking ashy. It's super finely milled, I'll say that much. I mean, this isn't bad. I like it. It didn't feel like heavy under the eyes. Sometimes some powders just feel like it's drying out your skin, and I didn't have that issue. Good. I'm going to move on to highlighter. This is the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. This is the new one for 2018, and it is the shade Fantasy. And it is more of a rose gold highlighter, whereas the other one was a like champagne-y gold. So this one I'd imagine is supposed to be really good for dark skin, but that's at least what I'm hoping. I really don't need that much because I applied way too much on the back of my hand. I feel like a half a pump would be good, and it gives you like a nice dewy glow. For my blush, I'm going in with the NARS Wanted To blush palette shade on the bottom. and it's a beautiful like plummy color, and I'm just going to apply that onto my cheeks. NARS does make some of my favorite blushes, so whenever their blush palettes come out, I have to get it. And this was sent to me or gifted. On top of that, I'm going to apply the Persona Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Del Mar. This is relatively new, but it's new to my collection. It's by Sona Gasparian, who is a YouTuber. And this is her second release. She has the eyeshadow palette, which I also bought, but I've never used. And then she released, I want to say 4 or 5 shades maybe, no, 3 shades of highlighters. And I'm just going to apply that on top of the Marc Jacobs, and it is so beautiful. Wow. Wow. Okay, for the eyes, I'm going to be using the new Too Faced Natural Eyes Neutral Eyeshadow Palette. Now, when I say new, this was just released, but the Natural Eyes palette has already existed in the Too Faced range. They just reformulated it, and it now smells like coconut. And there, I believe, are a few newer shades or updated shades, but this is Too Faced's most basic natural neutral palette. I never wore it. I never bought it when it first came out because the colors just didn't look like they would perform well. But this was sent to me, so I'm just going to give this a go and see how the shadows hold up. If it's anything like the Peaches and Cream palette, which I actually do quite love, then I'd really be excited because it has the new casing, the new design, and if they've updated the formula, I'm hoping that they would have used the most recent ones, which I quite like. So I'm just going to go in with the shades Cashmere Bunny in the crease, and then I'm going to use Sexpresso on the outer edge and maybe Honey Pot on the center of the lid, just to create my usual bronzy gold smoky eye. For mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. I have used this before and I do really like it. The one thing with this is that it can get clumpy very quickly. On the lips, I wanted to use the new Dior Addict Lacquer Plump lip colors. These are basically pigmented lip glosses that leave a very beautiful stain after you've been wearing them for a while. I have been stalking this launch for a while, so the minute it was in stores at Sephora, I went and picked up 3 shades. I will swatch all 3 shades just to show you guys what they look like, and then I don't know which one I'm going to pick. So this is the shade Dior Fever, and it's a beautiful hot pink. So this is the shade. Again, it is a gloss and it has more of a stain. I'm sure I can build it up, and since my lips are pretty pigmented, this doesn't look super pink. I'm sure I could line my lips with a pink lip liner and put this on top, but this is just so beautiful. It's like juicy lips. Let's see. So this is the shade Dior Fever. Next is the shade J'Adore, which is a beautiful blue-based red. This is J'Adore. And last but not least, this is the shade Dior Pulse, which is like a fiery orange. This is the shade Dior Pulse, which it looks a little red, and I don't know if that's because my lips are naturally dark, and B, the red that I just applied left a stain. Like, this leaves a serious stain on your lips. But I could imagine just lining your lips or just canceling out your lips with either foundation or concealer and then applying this, or if you have an orange lip liner that you would want to go underneath it, this just creates like a beautiful, like, wet, juicy, glossy lip. And then, like I mentioned, it does leave a stain. So I'm really into these. I want to wear them a little bit more and kind of give you guys my thoughts. But overall, I'm not mad at it. I feel I'm kind of conflicted. The eyes, I'm not sure if I like the eyeshadow palette. It does look kind of like chalky to me. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just, as I was using the eyeshadows, I wasn't like wowed by it. At the same time, I'm not like hugely disappointed. It just didn't leave me like wanting more. So I want to play around with it and see. I do know that the Natural Eyes palette is like beloved by Too Faced fans, so maybe I'm just not, it's not meant to be for me. Let's see, the foundation I want to wear a little bit more. I do feel it's maybe a little neutral. I'm not sure if it's the lighting, but on the viewfinder my face looks kind of gray, but in person it doesn't. The highlight and blush I absolutely love. The Persona highlighter I highly recommend if you have deep skin and want a soft, beautiful, like powder highlight, but that doesn't feel chalky on the skin. Del Mar looks absolutely gorgeous, especially underneath the Marc Jacobs Fantasy Dewdrops. Yeah, I'm loving so far this makeup look. This is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out when I release a new video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!